What's up, guys? Welcome back to the NGMI podcast. Or if you're new here, welcome to the NGMI podcast. Usually it's just 3 blood brothers talking about random stuff. Today it's 4 blood brothers because we have Doran.
Yeah!
Was that your excited face?
Yeah, that's my excited face.
So Doran, we wanted to have you up today because, I mean, we've been talking about this for a while. It is Autism Awareness Month, first of all.
Oh,
April.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you
Neither
did.
did I.
You did.
I did not.
You
They don't
did.
talk about
Kevin,
it.
you knew.
They don't talk about it.
No one talks about autism awareness.
Well, I talk about autism awareness sometimes. You talk about it sometimes. Mom talks about it sometimes.
Yeah.
I guess.
But I guess the rest of the world is focused on the Will Smith and Chris Rock thing still.
Oh, did you hear
Oh.
about the update?
What's the update?
He's banned from the Oscars for 10 years.
What an accomplishment.
it's a really shitty kind of thing, you know. I don't know.
Yeah.
The situation overall is just like really shitty, and to see that, I was like, whoa, that's
Especially in
crazy.
Autism Awareness Month. Could have waited till next month.
Oh my
You're
god.
stealing the thunder.
I don't know why anyone watches the Oscars anymore anyways. I mean, I guess as a hate watch, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I didn't watch the Oscars, but I saw lots of memes and I saw
Lots of clips.
the slap, and that was just about it.
Yeah.
Everything else, I don't know what happened.
And what was this? Well, here's this one. I saw it. So, like, to make so that it was shorter, so that it was 3 hours long, there was the live part, and then earlier, they taped the unimportant roles, like a best film editor, best animated movie.
And they like don't even get a speech or anything. They just breezed over them like grabbing the award.
And you know what's ironic?
Huh.
It was really badly edited.
Yeah.
And so, like, they brushed past the best film editor.
Yeah. It was just like put in like 10 seconds and then they would cut back to like the live part. Kind of disrespectful.
If only a Jack edited.
I can't. I gotta take this off.
All right, let's get off the subject of the Oscars. Doran, I just noticed that your knuckles are a little. Have you been picking them?
Yes.
Don't pick your knuckles. I feel like everyone here has had some kind of thing where they picked something at one point. Kevin used to have super chapped lips when he was a little kid.
Ooh, lip picker, huh?
And now, what, do you get like nervous and like just scratch at your knuckle?
A little bit sometimes. David does this. He just presses his thumbs together.
Ugh.
I've got a little tick.
I'm better now, but I used to bite my nails a lot.
I bite my nails sometimes when I notice they're too long, but it's not like a nervous thing.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Dad swallows them.
That's
The
gross.
nails?
Yes.
What the fuck?
He's like, I don't want to make a mess in the
Wait,
house.
so do you guys have the same dad?
Yeah.
No. We
Yeah.
have the same mom.
But Kevin and Doran do.
Yeah.
Got it.
Our mom is the... I can't say that.
Best
I
woman
can't.
on earth.
What were you gonna
say?
What were you gonna say?
I was going to say that she gets around.
Doran! That is terrible. So, Doran, how would you describe yourself if you had to describe yourself?
A human disaster.
A human disaster.
Well, Jesus.
Perfect. That's good. That's a good way to describe yourself. I would probably say the same thing, to be honest,
About yourself or about Doran?
about myself.
Oh,
Not
okay,
about
okay.
Doran.
All right.
I wouldn't say that. I think
Doran's
Doran's doing
good.
great.
I was like, damn, that's
Doran's
fucked up.
a fucking dumpster fire.
No, that's you, Kevin.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how to approach questions. Do you have anything you want to tell us about yourself?
All right. So...
First of all, I guess real quick, I brought up that it's Autism Awareness Month because you're on the podcast because you have autism,
Right.
right? So, do you want to tell me a little bit more about that as far as like, it's not like someone likes to be labeled like I'm autistic or something like that, right?
Yeah, like, I hate all of the labels that they have come up with for people like us. Like, at first, the worst one is I'm special. Like, that is such a blatant euphemism for freak,
Yeah.
for retard. It's like the worst thing ever. Like, growing up, I didn't want to be special. I wanted to be normal.
Right.
And
Of course.
it's only taken me until now to find out, oh, no one's normal. Everyone is...
Everyone's a little special.
Yeah, everyone's a little
Yeah.
special.
Everybody is some sort of dumpster fire in one way or another.
Right.
But they love to give me that label because they want to differentiate me from the normal people, what they call the normal people, what the normal people think is normal.
Which is basically just majority rules, right?
Right. They
You
kind
know?
of like exclude them out with like different labels. You know. What I mean?
Yeah. And I feel like as time has gone on, there's been more and more inclusion of everybody
Right.
being some version of normal and also some version of fucked up, which is like, good for everyone. It's a mixing pot of all things, races, genders.
And when I tell my my counselors this, because the schools like to give me counselors, they ask me, well, what do you want to be called if not special or disabled? I don't want to be called anything.
Right.
And
I want to be
that's like
called
a
Doran.
person, yeah.
My fucking name.
And it's like, that's a huge shock to them. Like, they never thought of that.
Yeah.
Like, even the best of intentions, like, even the nice ones I've got, they're really stupid.
Yeah.
I won't name names, but my Golden West Community College advisor, she was so nice and so stupid.
I fucking love it. I always love, like, we made Vines together and stuff like that and YouTube videos. We all have, but you would just say the most off the cuff, like, blunt shit right off the bat. You have a little bit less of a filter sometimes. You're just like, what was the one Vine? You're like, suck balls, you filthy man.
Yeah, the best part about that was like we were filming a Vine and we stopped filming, and then Doran said that, and you're like, "Well, fuck with whatever we were filming. I'm filming that. Like, that's just way funnier."
That's way. And then John Joe heard it in the background,
And he's laughing.
and you just hear his laugh. But it's hilarious. It's always like a good time whenever, like, people love the videos on my YouTube channel with the family because you're good with, like, the acting and, like, acting a certain way for the videos, and then Doran is just Doran.
I feel like the world needs sometimes to not have that filter. It needs people like me to say how it is.
Of course, the
Right.
world definitely needs people like that to say how it is and how they're feeling, because everyone is very, very guarded about what they're saying and whether or not it's going to offend someone,
Especially in Los Angeles.
especially in Los
A lot of
Angeles.
fakers out here.
Yeah, I noticed.
You've only been around us.
Doran hates LA.
Wait, who are you talking about?
As soon as we got into LA, Doran's like, "I pray to God I never live here." He's like, all these people. I was like, "Well, Jesus, Doran, we haven't even gotten to LA yet."
I mean, just looking outside the car window, it's a hellhole.
I mean, it really
That's one
is.
way to put it.
We were I was driving to a hike with Todd the other day, and we saw a couple families that were obviously visiting, like touristy, like walking around, and he's like, I wish I could warn them. I wish I could warn them all. If you're going on
Yeah.
vacation, go somewhere else. It's not nice here.
I know.
Like, it really isn't the place to go on vacation.
Especially seeing them walk around like Hollywood Boulevard. I'm like, dude, get out of there,
It's
bro.
like literally my least favorite place here.
Yeah.
I once went down Hollywood Boulevard. Yeah, I can say that was a birthday present. I asked Mom, "Can we go to LA for my birthday?" I'm sorry, Mom.
Regretted it immediately.
I don't think you have to be sorry for Mom. I think you were more pissed. Doran. We got there and Doran was like, "Oh, I want to go home." Like, fuck.
This sucks.
Yeah.
The other thing about that is when I first moved to LA, I'm socially introverted. I hate big crowds. I hate being around people. And I moved to, like, Wilshire, La Brea, which is very, like, traffic city, traffic central. And I didn't ever want to leave my house because I was like, if I step outside, there's people walking everywhere. There's cars in accidents driving around all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And the streets are thin. And it was just like, I fucking hate this place. I moved back to Orange County for a little bit and lived with you guys until I finally moved back over here and moved to a different area, which is like, you just saw my house. Like, that area is nice and kind of.
That's my spot.
What's the address to your place?
Oh.
Let's not say it.
Good one, Doran.
Let's not say it.
No, but definitely like the loud noises and stuff. Like going down, even going down like Hollywood Boulevard for like normal people is like super stressful, and like all the noises and shit. And I remember seeing Doran like even like a car horn and shit like freaks people out,
Yeah.
So Doran is like very on edge because you like hear like more than like most people.
It's not that I don't hear more. I feel like I can't tune it out. Like for normal people, they can like listen to conversations in the middle of a crowded sports bar, and they can just pick out strands of dialogue that they want to hear. For me, I don't get to have that. I'm hearing everything. The TV, the baby crying 3 tables over. I'm hearing the bartenders argue with each other over the tips. It's like, and I I don't know how you guys get to do it. I don't know how you can just tune in on this one specific thing.
Yeah. Well, you basically have an annoying superpower.
Yeah.
It's like a cacophony of noises.
But I think because you have very mild Asperger's or autism, and you're very, very high functioning, and I think that everybody has some level of it, but like I think I have it probably higher than other people. And because I am the same way sometimes when I'm trying to focus on one thing and I hear someone else talking, or there's like multiple conversations happening, and it is very hard for me to tune it out, but I can do it.
Right.
But some people are really good at it. Like it's like different things. Like Jack, my girlfriend, has ADHD, and she cannot hear the rest of the room. If she is locked in a conversation or listening to one thing, she cannot hear anything else going on. Like the spatial awareness isn't there, versus your spatial awareness is like
everything
extra there. Yeah. So like everybody has some differentiation of like what they tune into, tune out of, I feel like, you know?
Right. I also did a bit of research on Hans Asperger, my disorder's namesake. He was a huge Nazi.
Oh.
He was.
Damn.
He sent kids to be euthanized. The autistic psychopaths.
Wait.
That's how, and that's where all of his research. They discovered it in the 1980s. Oh, we'll name this disorder after him because he was such a pioneer.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Damn.
Wait, what was his name?
Hans Asperger. He was an Austrian while Germany invaded Austria, and he joined all of the Nazi parties.
They named Asperger's after the guy who killed people with Asperger's?
Well, he didn't
weird.
personally kill them. He just sent them to the clinic where the other people killed
Right,
them.
he's facilitating it.
Yeah.
Ah.
But his ideas didn't exist in a vacuum. Like, a lot of people forget this about Austria, but they asked to be invaded by Germany. They were quasi-fascists. They were very similar to the Nazis. He did not have trouble integrating himself into the new regime.
Damn.
Very interesting. Doran also has a lot of facts, because what do you spend most of your time doing?
Wikipedia.
Like, Wikipedia? Just scrolling Wikipedia?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know about, I think it's called Operation Paperclip or something, and it's after World War II. A lot of U.S. like higher-ups and everything sought after and got a lot of the doctors or higher-ups in the Nazi and brought them to the U.S. to like help with NASA and all these things,
yeah, I
and just
heard
like
about that.
help them, give them new names and stuff, and just like sort of helped them out because they were like so prolific, but it's very fucked up.
I mean, that's how we got the man on the moon.
Yeah.
The guy who invented the rocket was a Nazi.
Yeah, and the U.S. was like, "We'll give you a new name. Just come over here and help us." And they're like, "Okay, it's that or go to prison." So,
Wow, that's crazy. I actually saw a tweet, I think it was yesterday, that it was like the U.S. did not join World War II to end the Holocaust. Don't believe that. It was like something about that. It was like we went for other reasons, for financial reasons and
It's
stuff
true.
like
Well, we went in because Japan attacked us, but Japan attacked us because we put an oil embargo on them, which was it's more nuanced than that, of course.
Yeah, I don't want to get too deep into the conspiracies of war and stuff like that, but
this episode gets taken down.
But the main thing is
We know too much.
to recognize that you guys are both weirdos who just research shit all the time.
Did you know that El Salvador and Nicaragua went to war with each other for 100 hours over a football match?
No,
I actually did hear that one, and I think you might have told me.
Jordan's brought that up a couple times.
I like that
didn't know
Doran's
about
the facts
that.
guy too. That's great. We got two now. Yeah, facts are fun.
The clips on TikTok are gonna go crazy.
Do you got any more facts for us? Let's just keep going. Something not to do with war.
Okay, not to do with war. That's going to be hard.
Or
It's like, that's my favorite.
Did you know that most eyeglasses don't have glass? It's plastic.
I didn't know that either.
Huh.
Eye plastics.
Yes.
Wait a minute. That actually makes a lot of sense. I've never, you never like,
Yeah.
if a lens falls out, it doesn't like crack because it's glass. But
Right.
wow. You just blew my mind, Doran.
Yeah.
They're called glasses.
They
They're
don't.
even lying to us.
All right, so my next question for you was, recently you kind of did like a survey of all your brothers to see our answers to questions that you used to figure out how you related to us in like certain ways.
Well,
and I wanted
to
to
be
know a
fair,
little bit more about that.
I didn't ask Kevin those questions.
Well, you live very closely to him.
Right. I asked Mom those questions.
You asked Mom,
Yes.
me, and Dave.
Mm-hmm.
Not Kevin.
Not Kevin.
You don't like Kevin.
I like Kevin.
I thought we were close, Doran.
You're sitting right next to each other.
A couple gaps.
All right. So what was the results like? Like what did you find from that information?
Well, growing up, I always thought that I was unique. Like all of these stresses I was having, I thought I was the only one who was having them. But like when you told me how it was for you growing up and how it was like for David, even Mom, like we all share these stresses. When like I asked you if you see parts of yourself in me, and all of you guys said, yeah, a lot. And it's like, I don't know why I felt such a disconnect between you guys growing up. I didn't know why, like, I was the only one. I think you guys were better at hiding it than I was.
Maybe. I mean,
Maybe.
Do you think it's because all of the other people in the world call you special and like do all these things to where you kind of like single yourself out and sort of feel that about
Right, like
yourself?
I didn't want to be ostracized by my own family. So I
Yeah.
just...
Yeah, well, I guess that's poor communication on the rest of our parts. But I mean, at the same time, when we found out when you were diagnosed by a doctor with autism and we didn't know anything about it, like Mom started digging into the books to research and learn about it. And there's been so much more information. And also you were just a child, you know, like
a baby.
Yeah, exactly. You were, we were like 3 or 4, huh?
Yeah, Mom told me about Dr. Sears putting all of those needles up my butt.
What? Needles up your butt?
Yeah, Dr. Sears was not a good man. Mom was desperate for me to be cured of autism, and for a brief moment of time, she bought into all these theories. Like, she took me off of gluten. She took me off of sugar.
Oh yeah, she took us all off of gluten, Doran.
Yeah.
And that was awful 15 years
I
ago.
don't remember any of this.
So there was a doctor who, with putting shots in your ass, said he could cure autism.
Yeah, he was a hack.
What the fuck?
Well, like I'm saying though, it was like a certain point in time when
Didn't
you
know
were
anything.
diagnosed, nobody really knew anything, and like it was almost like saying that conversion therapy for a gay person would work. It's like, no, that's
Right.
It's in your body. You are how
Yeah.
you are. You can't fucking put them in a school and make them not be this way.
Yeah.
Like it's not right.
And I'm a little scared that Mom still buys into the conspiracy theories. Like, she always likes to bring up, like, my autism didn't start showing until after I got vaccinated. She always likes to talk about
you mean
that.
that when you were a child?
Yeah.
vaccination. I was like, she's not talking about the fucking
Yeah.
COVID vaccine.
No. Wait, do people think that the COVID vaccine gives them autism?
I hope not.
Oh,
No, I don't think so.
No. People don't know what it does. They the only thing that people are worried about with the vaccine really is that either it's microchipped by the government or there's some side effects that could show up years down the line because it wasn't tested enough before it was used.
Yeah.
But let's get off the vaccine thing. Where were we on the buying into the conspiracy theories, right?
Right.
I don't think so. I don't think Mom buys into a conspiracy theory that like she's
No.
gonna clear it by like get rid of autism by making you not eat gluten or anything like that. I think maybe there is kind of, as a general thing, the way that everybody else in the world tries to overcome anxieties and stresses and stuff, she believes that you can overcome some of those stresses or anxieties.
Right, but I'm saying like earlier on in life, in retrospect, she was a little more, how do I say this? Crazy? She's not watching this, is she?
She will be.
She
Oh, I
watches
know.
every episode.
She probably will be watching this one for sure.
Oh,
You can take back that comment you made in the beginning.
I can't remember what comments I made.
Something about getting around.
Oh. Oh no.
Guarantee you Kevin's been around more than Mom has, so it's fucking-
He's going to fucking concerts
anywhere.
every goddamn 2 days.
Well, like you said, like with conspiracies and shit, like way back in the, like when even like 20 years ago, people didn't know nearly as much as they knew now. So like there was like shit going around. Doran has said like people thought it was vaccines that were causing it, or if you eat tuna or like fish, or when
Right.
you're pregnant that it causes it. So like Mom didn't know, and many people didn't know. Like when Doran first got vaccinated, I'm sure Mom was just like, I don't know what it is, and like looking everywhere for like answers, but there is no like answer to it.
Yeah.
Dad said that Mom just cried when she found out.
Well, because when you don't know what something is, if you don't understand it at all, and obviously you're a lovely person,
Yes.
you're a great person, and you're not hard to deal with at all. You know, you're a regular fucking person. I mean, sometimes you're hard to deal with, right?
Yeah.
Everybody is. Everybody's a bit of a handful sometimes.
Especially Kevin.
But at first it was like, oh, how is life going to be for him? You know, she wasn't crying because she was scared for herself. She was like scared
Right.
about the struggles that you would face growing up, and you know, as an adult.
And it has been a bit hard. Well, here's this one thing I do want her to hear. So I'll never forget this. We were going to church, but we weren't Christians yet. I am a Christian now, but I don't attend church. Anyways, I was like 5, 6, 7, 8, and we weren't really there because we wanted to be in the church. We were there because I think Mom was visiting a friend of her friend, and she didn't want to be there, but she was faking it. She had this big heavy smile plastered to her face.
You want her to hear this?
Yes, I want her to hear this. And I was overwhelmed. This was a new environment for me. I wanted to be alone. I wanted to go back into the car. And so I pestered her. Can I go back to the car, Mom? Can I please leave? And so she eventually relented. And I
How
was
old were you?
like 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay.
Anyways, so I was so happy that I got to leave that I rushed outside. And on the way out, I bumped into this woman coming in as I was coming out. And so my mom, she rushed over to apologize on my behalf. And she said, "I'm sorry for him. He's autistic." And this woman said, "Is he your son, or is he your autistic son?" And she went silent after that. And at the time, I didn't think about it. I didn't think about it at all. I just thought it was adult stuff. I wasn't even listening. But I think she cried in the car afterwards. I know this is really heavy, but I feel like after that, me and her really connected even more. Like, I don't know. It's really hard to talk about this.
You don't
Yeah.
have to if you don't want to, but it sounds like it was a realization moment that it's you know, not a defining characteristic of you that you're autistic. It's
Right.
you are her son, you know, and that's not something that you have to announce all
Right.
the time. you know?
Right.
Yeah.
That's interesting. You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
All right, let's lighten the mood. What should we talk about? War?
Sure. Let's see. There's the Falklands War. Jeez, so much war.
I feel like you're a lot smarter than me. We've not really touched on the Russia-Ukraine thing. Do you follow that at all?
I do. Here's something. So notice how there's all these. Okay, here's something I really want to talk about.
Okay.
So all of the Ukrainian refugees, they're coming here, and they're at the U.S.-Mexico border even. And
Okay.
I don't feel like anyone is making such a big stint about there being Europeans at the border
Right.
But like in 2019 and 2020, when the Haitians were coming after that hurricane, there was this horrible clip of like the ice on horseback with whips at the border. They were just
Yeah.
shoving them through the river. And it's like, no one put the Haitian flag up on their Instagram profiles, or Grammarly and Slack, they didn't change their logo to change with the Haitian flag. But I feel like because the Ukrainians are whites, that I feel like the term immigrant is a very ethnically charged term. Like
Yeah.
it's otherizing. So the Ukrainians, they're not immigrants, they're refugees. They're gonna live here now, but they're welcomed. And like,
Right.
even for me, I am the son of an illegal immigrant. Dad came here in 1986 after overstaying his vacation visa, and no one reported him to ICE.
Right.
No one ever told him, "Hey, go back to Ireland." No, nobody.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the way that the fucking world is, and it
Right.
sucks sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, not sometimes. That sucks all the time. It's just a matter of the systemic racism and the things that people have instilled in them from the past.
And for anyone watching, if you want to deport my dad, it's too late. He got a citizenship in 1999.
The ICE agents watching this. Fuck.
No, but Doran, that's a great topic to bring up too, because I've seen a lot about that as well. It's like sad, and it's hard to like put into words. You said the facts, and like how do we speak our opinion on it? Like obviously it's fucking terrible.
Well, like here's this one thing. There was this campaign, a human rights campaign. They had people purposefully arrested by ICE, and they were Latinos, and they were all citizens. Now, and they had half of them had their documentation, and the other half didn't, and it blew open all the stuff that goes on at those detention centers that ICE has.
Wait, so what happened? The people that got arrested were trying to get arrested on purpose to see what happened?
To like infiltrate.
Okay.
Yeah.
What happened with that?
The people who who had their documentation, they were allowed to contact their lawyers. They were allowed to be in waiting rooms. They were basically treated like people. For the people who didn't have documentation, they were shoved into these cells like cattle, and they just waited there. Like there weren't any bathrooms.
And they were the little cells, right?
Yeah.
Like, they were
Jesus.
very like not good living area cells.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, the government tends to be a little fucked up, and when I say a little, I mean a lot of fucked up.
Yeah.
And I feel like some of the stuff that you research, you're just researching for the fuck of it. But some of the stuff that you're researching is stuff that we should all be a little bit more
Wary.
in touch with, and wary about. Jack might have all this information as well from his lists and Wikipedia that he reads, but but I feel like I should be a lot better about educating myself about like the issues in the world, and like we've talked about this through the past couple of years. Like people with a platform and a following should be able to like have knowledge about the subjects and the things that are going wrong in the world and be able to speak on those issues. So you're proven to be a very knowledgeable guest here, teaching us more about the things that are going on.
Would you like to know another factoid?
Well, I honestly, I always feel more educated just because Doran brings shit up in the morning. Like, we're watching news and Doran will bring up, did you know, this is going on right now? And I'll be like, no, what the fuck? I did not know that was going on right now,
No.
So I learn a lot of my info from Doran all the time, actually.
I'm going to have to call Doran before we do podcast episodes and be like, hey, can you give me something we can talk about?
Wait, we're like, was the Will Smith slap real, Doran?
Yep.
Do you want to know about Will Smith?
I
like Chris Rock better. I think he's more funny.
Well, Chris Rock is a stand-up comedian, all right?
That makes sense.
They're both legends, okay?
Okay.
Let's leave it at that. We don't need to pit them against each other.
No, the Oscars were terrible.
You already did that.
I know.
Wait, so what was the other factoid you were going to say?
Oh, well, I already talked about the fake skyscrapers in LA, like the fake synagogue that are actually drilling sites.
Didn't talk about it here.
Oh, we didn't talk about it here. Okay. Basically, in LA, in the affluent white areas, LA was founded on oil. People, the reason why LA is so big isn't because of Hollywood or anything. It's
There's
because
oil on it?
Yes, everybody came here in the late 1880s for the Black Gold Rush, and that's how the city expanded. Mm-hmm. And but in the affluent areas, these drill sites are still active, but you won't ever find them.
What does affluent mean?
Wealthy, middle class. In South LA, in the lower middle class area, in the Hispanic area, they don't bother to hide it. They don't bother at all. There's pump jacks that you can see.
Yeah.
But up here, there's a pump jack inside the Beverly Hills shopping mall, but you won't find it.
No way.
There's a disguised synagogue, but there's a disguised synagogue that has no windows and no roof, but it looks nice.
Using religion to pump oil.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's crazy.
So is it because they just don't want to see pumping oil?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and affluent areas, wealthy areas, people don't want to see that shit, so they cover it up, I guess.
And up here, the motors are electric, so that they don't make noise, so that they can't hear it. But if you go down to South LA, you'll always notice that there's this faint little hum, and you don't know where it's coming from. Is it coming from the freeway? Is it coming from the power lines? No, it's coming from this.
Oil pumps?
Yeah.
Damn.
Wow.
And you know what's worse? People, because they live close to these places.
You know what's worse? People.
No, but yes. But you know,
People living close to
the
these
reason
places.
why hydraulic fracking, and acidizing is looked down upon so much is because it releases all of these toxins into the air, and you know, in LA, people live like within feet of these places. And so you have stories about little kids having to sleep vertically because they can't, they don't want to drown in their own nosebleeds while they sleep. They get body spasms, they get headaches. And when, oh, we live next to an oil drilling site, I don't know if that affects anything, when they say that to the doctor, and the doctor will say, you need to move.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Damn.
I didn't know really that there was oil in LA. I'm gonna
You
be honest.
didn't?
No, I didn't either.
I-
Did I?
I thought that
Los Angeles makes 2 million barrels every day. Of course, that's not enough.
okay, so oil and gas prices, right? Oil creates gas?
Yes, and
Break
plastic.
it down for me, brother.
Oil makes gas, natural gas, and plastic. So plastic comes from making... I don't know how plastic is made from oil, but it is.
The reason I'm confused about the oil pumps and stuff being in Los Angeles is because I hear all of our oil is imported from other places that
Yeah.
we've gone to war with so that we can get oil from.
Well, here's the thing. We consume too much oil. So it doesn't matter that America is the biggest oil producer in the world. We are 10 times the biggest oil consumer.
Right.
So it doesn't matter how much oil we make.
I am going to put less vegetable oil in the pan when I make eggs in the morning now.
So if-
I know that.
So if California
Every little bit helps.
So if California stopped drilling oil altogether, gas prices would go up $2 more. So we would be paying $8 a dollar per gallon of gasoline instead of $6.
Damn. Well, it just keeps going. I mean, the gas prices are always going to go up,
Yeah.
but this is a crazy jump. And $2. I guess Los Angeles is probably not going to stop pumping their oil anytime soon until it runs out, because it's a finite resource,
Well,
isn't it?
the reason why they
Finite.
use hydraulic fracturing was because all of the oil they already extracted was gone. But then they found out about these new methods, acidizing, hydraulic fracturing, so that allowed them to get to the other deposits way deeper. So they're trying to scrape the bottom of the barrel, but it will run out. But in the meantime, that's
We're just running on fumes.
Yeah.
We're running on
Right.
fumes. I noticed that you have a bit more of a mustache than a beard. Are you growing that out?
I'm trying to grow the mustache out. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
The beard grows in faster, but I don't like beards.
Oh, I like my beard most of the
You
time.
got rid of your I like the mustache you
I
had
like the
last
mustache
episode.
too, but it's very Nigel Thornberry for me. Very red. Yours is a little more brown, like dirty blonde, I think.
I feel like because it's not in all the way yet, it's gonna be later along down the line. I think it's gonna match my hair.
I don't think so. I think it's going to
No.
be lighter.
Yeah, it
I
looks
think it's
light.
going to be lighter.
What is that with pigments being different on different parts of the head?
Isn't that interesting? And your pubes are probably red, huh?
No.
It's like they haven't grown in yet.
No, the carpet matches the drapes.
All right, so you got some matching body hairs. Mine are all different, dude.
Really?
I'm fucking...
What are your pube colors?
They're
Purple?
like... They are kind of like gold, actually. How did you know that? You talking about
Blonde?
yourself?
He
or
said
you-
purple.
I said purple.
Oh.
What the fuck?
I have never heard of blonde pubic hair. No.
Well, you've never heard
I'm
of it.
not
You wanna
showing
see
you.
it?
I just had to take a look. No, there it's kind of like a dirty blonde brown color down there. This is like a dirty blonde. These are usually blonde. Beard is red. And then
Yeah.
my body hair is like blonde.
Yeah, same.
Blonde most spots and then like darker brown in certain spots.
Yeah.
My chest hair is black. Like straight up black.
Dude, it's so fucking weird that you have chest hair. Like when you did a video where you put makeup on and covered up your tattoos and you could actually see your chest hair for the first time. I was like, what the fuck?
But it's crazy too. I'll shave it and I'm like, these are pitch black hairs. And like
Yeah.
I don't have
Yeah, my chest hair's black.
I don't have it anywhere else.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, weird.
Different color hairs on my body. Did you know that fact?
No, I didn't know that at all.
gotta research.
Do you think it's genetics? Do you think it's like mixing and maxing genes?
Probably. It's probably all sorts of shit. Yeah, I
There's
don't know.
some sort of
Armpit hair,
biology.
different color? Or same as chest?
It's like a very light
Okay.
so
So it's like a in betwixt.
You're a patchwork man.
patchwork man. Yes. I'm all different sorts.
Maybe
of
you were
things.
like sewn together with a bunch of different body parts or something. So
because Kevin's got the matching eyebrows and hair. No beard. You can't grow a beard, can you?
I shave.
he says he can.
I don't think I can.
You have said that you can. You just shave it off every day, right? Because
I
it's
do.
like it doesn't come in full. You get like
I kind of see some stubble right now.
I do. Well, I shave like every other day.
Don't shave for like 2 weeks. Let's see.
I don't like it.
Why?
Maybe.
One thing I like about having a beard is shaving here gives you
Yeah.
that separation of your head and your neck.
But you have to do it here because some people will go like right on the chin, and that actually is the reverse effect, and it makes you look bigger under your chin.
I've never seen that before. That feels so weird. If
Yeah,
you
some
did, like
some-
underneath.
Yeah, they'll cut it off like right here
Stupid as
because they think it like outlines their jawline, but it actually doesn't. So you want to do it like there.
I guess it depends on. Did you bring in facts today? Or you want to have like a fact off? Unsettling facts? Any fun things?
Let me check
What
the
if we
old
had like
folder.
a trivia, some sort of trivia? What's a good trivia thing that would be good to test Doran on?
Starbucks?
Trivia.
Starbucks trivia?
Mm-hmm.
What did you say?
History trivia.
You're really good at Starbucks trivia?
That is, you came way out of left field with that one.
I mean, yeah, that's a very niche specific thing. Okay, I'll look up Starbucks
Name the
trivia.
entire undercover menu, or what is it called? The secret menu.
Did you know that they're going through a unionizing wave? The baristas.
They're trying to form a union.
Yeah. Even in Hawaii, there's a Starbucks in Hawaii that wants to be a part of the union.
Isn't it illegal for companies to not allow people to unionize or something?
Yes, but they still do it. Amazon especially.
Yeah.
And yet there's still a union in Staten Island.
All right, here's some Starbucks trivia. What year was the first Starbucks founded in?
1971.
1971. Whoa.
Nice.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Mr. Starbucks was a character in a novel, and the company was then named after him. What was the name of the novel? There's multiple choice if you want them.
Wait, is it
okay.
Moby Dick?
Yeah. It's
What? How'd you know that?
Oh, well, like the mermaid on the Starbucks logo, that's,
Damn.
yeah,
I would
it's the
never
two.
have made that connection.
Were you just using context clues because it's a mermaid, or did you actually?
Yes.
Holy
What the fuck?
What?
That did not work in my head at all.
dude.
I didn't even think about the mermaid logo.
Yeah,
I didn't even know it was a mermaid logo.
It is. If you look up the history, I know about the mermaid.
Jesus.
Yeah, what about the mermaid?
She's two-tailed, and apparently that's a big thing in Moby Dick, the two-tailed mermaid.
Whoa.
What?
That's
Mr. Starbucks was someone in Moby Dick too? I gotta go read that book again. It's been years.
What's the name of Starbucks instant coffee?
I hate instant coffee.
You want the multiple choice?
Sure.
Via, Ethos, or Seattle's Best?
Via.
Yeah, it's Via.
Really? I thought it was Ethos.
Ethos is their water brand.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know what that
so
was. This drink is composed of shots of espresso and filtered hot water.
It's not a flat white. Americano.
Yeah, it's Americano.
Damn, he knew it wasn't the flat white.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That
What's,
one-
what's the flat white?
It's like steamed milk.
It is.
Oh.
Lots of steamed milk. We had those in Australia. Mom really likes flat whites.
How is it in Australia?
It's wonderful. Beautiful place.
I've always thought that place had more culture than America. Even their version of rednecks were more sophisticated than ours. Like, they have bidets.
Oh my god, I just learned what their version of redneck means. So someone tweeted, "Tell me your boyfriend is a bogan without telling me he's a bogan. I'll start." And I said, "Tell me what a bogan is by telling me what a bogan is." And then they all responded, "It's kind of like the equivalent of a redneck for you guys. A bogan is a typical Aussie. Not that hard, Scott." Oh, I wanted to do this earlier, but we got really off on different tracks.
Good.
The questions that good. The questions that you asked me, Dave, and Mom. Is there a reason that you didn't ask Kevin? Like, could you ask him one of the questions now?
I guess there wasn't really any reason why I didn't ask Kevin. I just thought that 3 people was enough.
All right.
And I guess,
Alright.
well, you like are with Kevin more often than everybody else.
Right. Yeah.
For sure, too. So I just want to hear Kevin answer on the spot one of your questions, if you could.
All right. Well, Kevin, do you see parts of yourself in me?
Definitely. Like, as a kid, when you were, like, diagnosed with autism, I didn't, like, I knew, obviously, the word, but, like, I didn't see any dissimilarities. You were just, like, another person. And I didn't, like, really try to see, like, any, like differences until I was in, like, high school. I always thought we were really similar, and I still see, like, different things that I do that I'm, like, I do the same thing, like, that Doran does. And definitely with the stress, like, you this whole semester with school, like, you've been getting really stressed out, and like you thought you were like on your own with that.
Yeah.
And it's like you were stressing about an assignment that was due in 2 weeks, and I was telling you, I was like, bro, Doran, no one in the class has even probably thought about that yet. Like, it's the same stress that we all have, but it's not like unique just to you.
Yeah, which is important to understand for a lot of people, not just someone with autism or whatever. It's you're not alone. There is always someone out there who feels the way that you feel.
Exactly.
And even if you have been labeled as something, there's a lot of people that don't have that same label that feel the exact same way that you do in certain situations. So I think hopefully you had a really good takeaway from doing that survey with everybody.
I really, really did.
Jack, you're quiet over there. What are you doing?
I'm trying to pull up some facts if you guys want. I don't know.
Doran loves facts.
Okay. These are some of the most bullshit sounding but true facts.
Ooh. Ooh.
I don't believe it.
When you get a kidney transplant, they usually just leave your original kidneys in your body and put the third kidney in your pelvis.
Really?
Yeah, it's true.
Is it true?
Your pelvis.
That's what it says.
So, like,
I can't verify myself. I'm no
Okay.
doctor, but that's what it says online.
I'm thinking of the free space the doctors could find in your pelvis.
Yeah, I don't know.
That can just have a kidney there, taking up space.
Where is your pelvis? It's like
It's
right here.
here,
isn't it?
your groin.
Yeah. That's what I thought. That's
Someone replied to that fact, because this is just from Reddit. True, my husband had 2 transplants and now has 4 kidneys.
Wow.
So it's crazy they leave the bad ones in.
yeah.
There's more work to
Because
take
if it's
out.
failing, they don't have to remove it. They just got to put another one in there.
I think the failed kidney is like really shriveled up, so it's a lot smaller, so they can just put it wherever.
Oh, it's just like a little bean.
Maybe it's something also like after it shrivels up, it would kind of like dissolve into your bloodstream and you just get rid of it naturally.
true.
Maybe not though. I don't know. I don't know. I have no clue.
A moose can dive underwater down to nearly 20 feet to search for food.
A moose.
I think I've actually heard that one before.
That's crazy.
I
Moose
guess-
are huge. Like, I feel like people don't realize like how big they are.
Yeah.
They're fucking massive.
I just tried to... Have you guys heard of The Bubble? It's a Judd Apatow movie. It just came out.
No.
It is the worst fucking movie I've ever seen in my entire life.
The
Is it
bubble?
about this guy who spends his life in a bubble?
No, it's a movie about actors that are acting in a movie during the pandemic, and the cast is star-studded. It's on Netflix.
I don't recognize any of those people in this.
Pedro
photo.
Pascal, Karen
Who?
Gillian, she's
Who?
Nebula in Avengers.
Who?
That's Judd Apatow's wife. I
Who?
forget her name.
I was gonna say, is Paul Rudd and Judd Apatow's wife in this one too?
Yeah, she's right there.
What's her
Keegan
name?
Key.
What's her name? I love her.
I know, she's so funny.
I forget her name. Right
Wait,
now.
what is the movie about again?
It's about these actors shooting a movie during the pandemic, so it's called like The Bubble. But it's genuinely one of the worst movies I've ever seen, and I was mind blowing because Judd Apatow makes really funny movies.
Mind blowing.
But it like Benedict Cumberbatch makes a cameo, James McAvoy's in it.
Really?
Jesus.
Daisy Ridley, like so many people, and it's just so bad. I literally had to turn it off, and I'm a really easy person to please to watch movies. Like if I'm having fun, it's good to me.
Good.
Yeah.
And it's so fucking bad. I genuinely challenge anyone to try and watch it all the way through, because I got like 30 minutes in and I had to turn it off.
No, you're the kind of person who, like, if you talk about a movie like this, then I'd be like, okay, I believe it. It's probably something I would absolutely hate. If
yeah,
you're
you
like,
should try. I don't think you'd get past 30 minutes.
I make a YouTube video, try to watch challenge. The
Yeah.
bubble.
Try to watch The Bubble.
I mean, it has horrible reviews, but it's crazy. I'm surprised Judd
Jesus.
Apatow made that.
Okay. Favorite movie, least favorite movie.
Favorite movie, The Grand Budapest Hotel. It's a nice artsy movie by Wes Anderson. I'm a sucker for all of his films, but that one's my favorite. Anyways, least favorite film. The Baywatch revival in 2017.
Was Zac Efron?
Yeah, that was a horrible movie. That's my least favorite movie.
I'm surprised you watched that one.
Yeah, well, I was bored.
In comparison to The Bubble, that movie's fucking Oscar worthy. Okay.
I really gotta watch The Bubble now. You're talking down so much that it makes me like want to watch it.
Yeah.
Kevin, favorite, least favorite.
I don't watch movies.
You've seen movies.
You couldn't pick 2 movies you've seen. You haven't seen 2 movies to
Just
answer.
make something up, man.
My favorite would be The Batman because it's the most recent movie I've watched.
Okay.
And my least favorite, I genuinely can't think of another movie.
The only 2 movies that I know.
Coraline? That movie's fucking
I
awesome.
know, that's what I told I love that movie.
Here we got a film buff over here.
Yeah.
He knows the directors of the movies and shit, and someone who doesn't even remember.
Yeah, he's like name dropping Wes Anderson, and he's like, Kevin's like, a movie?
What is the movie?
Yeah, what's your favorite and least favorite?
I always get like, I love The Matrix. It's one of my first like
Yeah.
thought-provoking movies, so it is right up there as like one of my tops. I also love Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Oh, yeah.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
I love The Matrix. I didn't like the sequels. They really went downhill.
They went downhill, but I still enjoyed them because I love The
Yeah.
Matrix so much. Least favorite movie? Fuck, probably like Kissing Booth or something like that. I hate those kind of movies.
Dude, watch The Bubble.
I actually will watch The Bubble.
You. Well, we know your least favorite.
Favorite's tough because it's like what category? Because almost like Marvel movie might be my favorite because it's the most like enjoyable,
Just
like
go from, like,
Avengers.
The first one that you could think of that you're like, this is the movie that I love right now.
21 Jump Street.
Oh.
He's a feel-good guy. He likes having
You
fun.
know what? Yeah, I like 21 Jump Street. That's my guilty pleasure.
I think Channing Tatum is really good at comedy.
Yeah, I think so too. I think he's good with his,
And obviously Jonah Hill is.
good looking and he's funny, huh?
Yeah, I like that movie.
There's this really great, horrible movie that you need to see called Hackers. This was Anna Jolie. Is that how you say her
Angelina
name?
Jolie?
Yeah, this was one of her first roles.
It's a great horrible movie.
Yeah, it's like a it's a great horrible movie. It's like a bunch of old white people try to figure out what teenage hacking looks like. And it's all about these teenage hackers in New York trying to hackers of the world unite. It's like,
Hey, bless you.
Thanks.
Their soul.
Third time's a charm. No.
And they so the Secret Service starts arresting these hackers because they hacked into the private data of an oil company. So yeah, they don't really care about plots. Like they have the worst names, like Zero Cool and Crash and Burn.
Yeah.
Zero was in Holes too. It's a sick name, okay? But I get.
Oh, Holes is my favorite movie.
Oh, he remembered
You like
another
Holes?
one.
I like Holes.
Holes is a good movie.
I've watched Holes probably like 10 times.
Zero's out here making YouTube videos now, I think.
Really?
YouTube. He was on Vine.
He
was
talks?
he was a thirst trapper on Vine.
No way.
He'd be like, when you wake up in the morning, you got that raspy voice, and then he'd post like the next clip would be a clip of a waterfall, like girls when you wake
But
up
it was,
with a
like,
raspy
serious?
voice. Yeah.
No way. Do you think he like goes up to me? He's like, I was in Holes.
I can dig
Zero.
Holes.
I got a question for you, Doran. I feel like it seems like you had a pretty good time, like just talking on this podcast, right? You ever thought about like starting your own podcast where you can
No.
talk about the topics that you're interested in?
Quick answer.
That was very quick.
Dude,
I-
let you
I-
finish the question.
I said, "Have you ever thought about it?" He said, "No." It seems like he obviously has thought about it before because he's.
Yeah, you lying, Doran.
Oh God, no! I'm much more comfortable when someone else is leading the conversation, like you. Like well, I can't sit in that chair. You can. I can't.
Okay, well, what if we, what I'm saying is you don't always have, like, I didn't mean like it has to be only you. There could be someone else who's like prodding the questions or like asking the questions, I guess. But if it was your podcast, basically, because I feel like you have a lot of information and like opinions on subjects that people would be interested to hear.
Yeah.
I feel
like I've learned so much.
Me too. Is there anything
Genuinely,
else?
like I feel like I've learned
No,
a lot.
actually, me too.
Yeah.
Actually, is there anything that you want whoever's watching or listening to know? Something to sign off with.
Oh, did you hear that Putin has gone crazy?
Yeah.
Yeah. He is taste testing all of the food that he's being given, because, that's how he poisoned the opposition leader, and he's afraid that someone might try to poison him. So he's having people test his food before he eats it every day.
Well,
yeah, I mean, his own people are turning against him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. It's like a Caesar and Brutus.
Mm-hmm.
Rome.
Like the Russian invading army, they have the worst supplies. Like a Ukrainian family raided one of these Russian tanks for supplies, and it was expired from 7 years ago. The food.
Damn.
Yeah.
That sucks.
So,
I guess I have one more question. I would like to know a little bit more about your dynamic. You, Kevin and Doran, growing up, younger, how you guys viewed each other versus now. I feel like...
How old are you, Doran?
I'm 21, but I'm turning 22 in May.
Okay. So you're like 2 years older than Kevin.
A year older.
What is your guys' relationship like now as older adults? You guys are young adults, I mean.
We're kind of still the same. We kind of stick to our own thing. We're close to each other, but we honestly don't really interact that much in the house. But it's not like out of animosity. We just both like our space. We both do our own interests.
Doran, you always like to have your own space.
Yeah.
You'd be on the couch watching TV and everyone else would be upstairs or whatever.
And you
and
switch.
If people came downstairs, you'd be like, well, I don't want to be around you guys. I'm going to go on the computer. So I was just curious how the dynamic is. And I know I was pretty sure, like every time I come over, you usually come out from the computer room, you're like, hey, and you say
back.
hi, and then you go back to doing your own thing. But I'm that way too. When like a friend comes over and like starts talking to me, I'm like, I'm kind of like on my computer right now, like doing shit. Like, can you leave me alone?
Well, especially with Doran, I feel like a lot of people, when they hear that Doran is like autistic or something, they think like he's like everyone else. They like group it in. But Doran's very smart, especially like on this podcast. Like a lot of his knowledge and things. The only thing he has trouble with is social situations, like talking to people or like big crowds. But everything else, Doran is perfect with. So I think it's really like shitty when people group in people, because I see a lot of people that will come up to Doran and think he's like
retard.
Yeah, like not functioning. But Doran is very functioning. He just doesn't want to talk to you. Like he just really doesn't like talking to people.
Yeah. I was actually, I talked to my psychiatrist about this recently. I was like, I drink when I go out typically, and like this is why I against taking a daily anxiety thing where I'm not supposed to be drinking or whatever, because I know that like I use that to cope with going out, because I'm really bad in social situations. I wrote a song about not liking Coachella, like not liking festivals and crowds and shit like that. Take Me Away.
Love festivals.
But like finding a reason to find joy in it or whatever. But like I'll go into these social situations, but I like kind of numb myself beforehand because I get overstimulated. I going to a concert, I told you this, I was like, I'd never be the person who like pushes to the front of the barricade. I'd feel so claustrophobic.
Like at 21 Pilots.
I wouldn't be able to escape all the people there.
Yeah.
Right.
I love the crowds.
You do?
Yeah. I'm like the opposite.
Yeah.
I freak out in crowds.
It's funny because I was with like a huge group of people and they were all like obviously drinking and shit, and they were like, I can't believe that you're doing this sober. Like I'm like so jealous that you can like be here and like have so much fun like that. So I think a lot of people is the same thing. Like they can't be in like social situations unless they have something to like break that like ice for them.
Yeah.
Like when you described that, I was instantly transported to my trip to New York with my dad, and I remember being in Times Square in the middle of the day, and it was just a surging crowd of people. I got separated from Dad and Kevin for a little bit, and I screamed to myself and pushed past people.
It wasn't to yourself, you were just screaming. Okay. We heard it.
Oh,
we heard it.
I'm glad you heard it.
Well, that's
Yeah, Times Square is hectic.
Hey Doran, I have some good trivia for you that Kevin fails a lot of the time. Can you name 3 songs by Scotty Sire.
Glassman, Take Me Away, and Breakfast at the Park.
Hey!
Wow.
I love that you said Glassman first. That's the song that I dedicated to Doran.
Right.
And donated, I think we were able to donate like $15,000 to an autism
Fuck yeah.
thing.
Damn.
That was good times. That song's been ripped apart recently. You know, people started picking on my old songs and they were like, this is a ripoff of Mr. Cellophane. It was
Mr. Cellophane.
It was inspired by like the name.
Yeah.
Look right through me, walk right by me, and never know my name. But that song had a good message. Okay, I don't care if you don't.
I love that song.
All right, it was a good song.
Garrett Watt's favorite from your discography.
Damn.
Actually, sometimes I'll go over to his place and he'll like pull it up and put it on YouTube because he actually loves it so much.
Really?
Yeah.
That's so funny. I love Garrett.
Me too.
Well, Doran, I guess we can wrap this up. You're hungry, right?
I am. I have starving from
And-
talking to you people. You are such a strain on my energy.
I am so sorry for being that way. But I really appreciate you coming on. And if I was gonna say if you have anything else you want to say to the people watching, but you already did that. You said that. Did you guys know Putin's going crazy?
Yeah, that's his plug.
That's it. Check me out on doranlyons.com, and you can look at my facts that I write in my blog posts on. No, but anyways, guys, this is my brother Doran. This is our brother Doran.
Yeah.
And I hope that he taught you something today, because he taught us a bunch of things today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you enjoyed the episode, toss it a like, leave a comment. We'd love to know your thoughts on our thoughts, his thoughts. And if you're listening to the audio, then please leave us a nice review. It really helps us out on the store. Turn those notifications on as well. Our numbers are still going up. I think we're at 22%. 22%.
Yeah, it's tough because I checked and we were at like 1,000 people had it on at 20%.
Uh-huh.
And then, but we got more subscribers and it was at like 1,300 people have it on, but then it went down to 19% because we're getting more subscribers, but the percentage is skewed.
Ah,
So we're getting a lot more people doing it,
It's
but
a
we're also
blessing
getting
and a
more
curse.
subscribers, so it's a smaller percentage.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Math. And on that note, NGMI out.
I hate math.